Good morning, Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements, Putnam, Connecticut. It's a beautiful day today. We're out here in Woodstock, Connecticut at an incredible property. Just stunning, breathtaking views for us today. You can see we're like on the Connecticut-Mass line, and that, I'm sure you can't see, there's a radio tower way out there. That's just about the Massachusetts line, so quite a scene for us here today. I got Big Quinn on the job. He's ready to give me a hand. We got this split rail fence, white vinyl fence, starts all the way down by that stone pillar, and we've got 36 sections of 8-foot fence all the way down here, down by this big beautiful house, and a whole bunch of concrete patio work. We're doing concrete goes all the way around this building, all the way to the back, and there's a circular driveway over here, and we've got concrete walkways all around that place that we're doing. But we're starting with this rail fence. Is about close to 300 feet of fence here, and it's quite dirty. If we come down this end, I'm not going to go all the way down the end, but I'll show you guys up close that it's actually quite dirty. And as we get down there, it's even worse. Doesn't seem to be much for lichen on it, so that's good. So this should come right off. So what I've done here today, I don't really have, there are water sources in the back of this house. I don't have inlet hose enough to feed my truck, you know, from hundreds of feet away to 300 feet away. I can't do that, or I don't have the hose to do that. So I brought my little trailer, and I've got this thing brimming full with about 120 gallons of water in it. And I'm gonna try to run a hose off of here today, off this banjo valve, to my pressure washer and see if it will draw from this tank up the incline here a little bit. I'm hoping that it does. If it doesn't, I'm gonna 12 volt the water out of this tank into my regular buffer tank. And that's how I'll transfer water to a buffer. The dog over there in the woods doesn't like me. So my intention today is to 12 volt this fence. I've got 55 gallons of 2% mix made back there. I think that's going to be enough, nearly enough, for me to 12 volt both sides of this fence. And then I'm going to have Quinn follow me, you know, 5-10 minutes behind me, and rinse it, J-Rod high pressure rinse it. And hopefully we have enough water to do that. So I'm going to start at that end on the other side. I've got my hose already pulled. Quinn pulled it over the fence all the way out there and then drug it all the way down there. And I'm just going to go and walk along casually on the other side of the fence and spray all of this until I get to the end. And then I'm going to pull the hose over the rail, go back up there and do this side. And when I'm doing that, he'll be on the other side ahead of me, rinsing, and then come back and we're going to rinse. Final rinse will be away into the field so that this doesn't have any drips or smears on it as the client comes in. So here we go. We're going to get started. All right, that worked like a charm. Got all that fence done in about 10 minutes flat. So Quinn's firing up the rinse and I'm jumping over to the other side. All right, we got Big Quinn starting the rinse on this end. Should go fairly quickly. We took the time at home to make all of our batch and make sure our water tanks were full and full tank of gasoline and everything. So we showed up here and basically pulled hose and started working. That's the way I like to do it. Try to be as organized as possible before you get to the job, so you're not, you know, building your project in its entirety on the job. Makes you look a little more professional. And we've been here about 15 minutes and we're cranking. So as soon as he gets done this first rail, I'm gonna start chemical applying all the way down this side. You can see how well my mix has worked so far. This was the nastiest end, and just a little trickle overspray from my other side is eating right through that. So this is gonna come out beautiful. And this is the entrance to the property. So, you know, right here is their gate where you come into the big long driveway, and that fence is just gonna be beautiful white, looking out over their scenic overlook, and everyone's gonna be real happy. Okay, I got the J-Rod on the high pressure soap, so I use a little less. Okay, and that's all we're doing. Okay, simple. It's working out real good. Okay, this 12 volt has been a game changer for me in a lot of processes. Last year I would have been using my X-Jet to do this, which would have been very effective, but I would have been dragging a bucket around and I would have been making multiple batches. Now I'm doing this with no pressure. The only disadvantage I find with the X-Jet is the fact that it does put out high pressure, which is great for a lot of applications, but you know, as you guys know, it's not all about pressure. In fact, it's a lot not about pressure. So Quinn's about, you know, 5-6 panels ahead of me, and by the time he gets finished and needs to come to this side, this will all be perfectly clean for him to rinse. I'm gonna do one more panel, and then we're gonna go back and take a look at that first panel that I squirted, because that'll be about, I don't know, 8 or 9 panels. All right, set that there. Let's take a look at that first one. Oh yeah, we get the right mix going, boy. That's all brown, dead, dying. And by the time Quinn gets here, that's gonna be gone. So perfect. Okay, so we ran our 35-gallon buffer tank out of water already. So I know it's not ideal, but we're always working with what we've got. I got this Flexzilla hose. I attached it to my 100-gallon tank, and it is making draw. So Quinn does have water. So hopefully this will last us to get at least 3/4 of the way through the job. I can get closer to the house and refill my tanks. Very happy with how this just came out. The fence looks perfect. Everything's gone. Quinn's doing a great job. He's about, I don't know, 25% done the second half, so we're more than half done already. Looks like he's got about 50 gallons of water left in the big tank, so he might just about finish this. If not, we're just gonna pull ahead, fill up the tank, and continue. But this worked out really good. So as I was saying in one of my other videos, you got to be thinking ahead all the time, thinking about your projects, thinking about what you're doing, eating and sleeping, power washing. Make use of what you have. Last year this would have been all X-Jet for me, which would have worked. Would have been a lot more work. And I've gone through about 40 gallons of house wash, so that would have been many buckets for me moving around. So investing in the 12 volt has definitely been a game changer. I highly recommend it for several applications. All right, Quinn's running out of water. He's got maybe 25-30 gallons left, so I pulled his hose and I'm carefully creeping forward with the truck, dragging hose. I'm not sure if you can see that in that lower mirror there, but I'm dragging it behind the truck down the driveway. Should be no issue. I'm gonna go see if I can hook up to the water source and get his buffer tank filling before he has to stop for any reason. It's all about hose management. Just keep your hoses untangled, man. Your life will be a lot happier. Just take a minute, get things coiled correctly. We pulled in at 9:15 to start the job. It is 10:20, so just about 1 hour total. And we got the fence done from all this picket fence here all the way down to the end. It's about 300 feet of fence, so very happy with how it worked out. Had me a little intimidated because I've only done this much fence only a couple times, and working on the process. All right, we've repositioned ourselves, hooked up to the client's water. Buffer tanks are full. Quinn's gonna get the other side of this fence real quick. Okay, we're set up the downstream now. I got 15 gallons in that tank of straight shock, so 12.5. My system pulls 1%, so we're going to be putting about 1.25 down as our pre-treat on all of this concrete. Then we're going to come back with the Surface Max and clean this, but we got to do all this concrete here, including the granite stairs. We're not doing the stones. We are doing the granite stairs over there. It's a beautiful home, beautiful property, and we've got, again, big privilege for us to be out here, to get to work outside, have this scenery. It's a wonderful life. And then we've got all of this concrete over here to do. We got to move this furniture out. We're going to do all of this concrete all the way down onto here. This patio is black. This patio down here is black. We're not doing the walls, we're only doing the concrete. So this is nice. It's gonna come out real nice back here for us. And then we wrap around the back. We're gonna pull hose when we go to the other side. And we've got some concrete back here, patio over here. Should be able to reach that coming around the other end. Okay, we've got this staircase. And that concludes the concrete. Just look at this house, man. Beautiful. Beautifully landscaped. And that puts me back up in the hole here again. There's my truck over there. So we'll be able to pull hose straight through this way. And this puts me back up to the beginning where Quinn's gonna be. So while he's getting everything prepped and doing some of this surface cleaning, I'm gonna go move furniture in an effort to stay ahead of him. There he is. All right, we got Quinn on the Surface Max going right after it. Cranking right along. The project should only take us a couple hours today. Add this Simpson hose in against my better judgment. I ordered a new hose, but it hasn't come in yet, so I had to add that in to be able to reach all the way to the end today. I wanted to return it. It cost me $100 for 50 feet of it. It's not a terrible hose. We'll keep it for, you know, emergency use on the truck, because things do happen, but it's wicked stiff. I don't like it. I also don't like this hunk of black hose that I have here. This came with my pressure washer, and you know, it's makes marks all over everything because it's black rubber. So the only good hose I have currently is my original 100 feet of non-marking gray hose, which I bought another one of. Just hasn't come in yet, waiting on it from Pressure Tech. There's Quinn up there rinsing. Just wanted to show you guys the other side of this property. It's just beautiful, beautiful home. Here we are wrapping it up because we ran out of water again. Second time this week. Never thought it would happen at this house. I haven't used that much water. Nothing. Look at that. Zero water. So that's it. We're not even done. We're wrapping up. the neighbor has offered for us to be able to fill up our tanks at his house. So I'm gonna go grab 150 gallons worth of water, and hopefully I can come back and finish the couple little patios we have left. So that's what we're doing right now, wrapping it up. Neighbor's house connected. We're gonna fill our 35 buffer tank, brimming. I'm gonna try to bypass the Hudson valve with my Flexzilla hose, get that brimming full. And then of course we're gonna fill this 100-gallon tank brimming full also. Back, we got a brimming tank. This thing is capped right off. Everything I can get in there. So that's about, I don't know, 110, maybe 20 gallons. And I'm hoping that I can finish this project. I got my Flexzilla hooked up again. I'm gonna draw out of this tank until it's empty. And if I have to, I'm gonna grab that 35 gallons just in that buffer tank right there. I bypassed the Hudson and overfilled that tank, so it's also brimming. It's got maybe 37 gallons of water in it. So I should be able to complete this project right now. I'm gonna fire up and get going. Almost ready?
It's been started.
All right, we're done, heading out of here. It is 2:40. We started this job like 9:10, 9:15, something like that. So a nice five and a half hour day for us. A couple little mishaps along the way, but we worked it all out, and Quinn and I are done. It's the only project for the day. Nice fat ticket for us, so we're happy, and we're back after it again tomorrow. You guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.